Hi, I'm Chef Carol, and today I'm going to make a dairy-free chocolate chip cookie. To do this, I'm using 2 cups of almond flour, or 256 grams. I'm using 1/3 cup of sugar-free salted caramel, but you can use maple syrup or any other sweetener that you would like. I also have measured out 1/4 cup of coconut oil that I'm going to melt and cool. I have measured out 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1/2 cup of dark chocolate chips. My oven right now is preheating to 350 degrees. I have lined a small cookie sheet with parchment paper. You can lightly oil the paper and just set it aside. So in this mixing bowl, I'm going to add in the almond flour, the salt, and the baking powder. I'm going to add in the vanilla extract. And additionally, I'm going to add in the salted caramel syrup. I also right now have to melt down my oil, and I'll be right back. I melted down the oil. I'm just going to measure it again just to make sure that it is the same equivalent. And it is. Now I'm just going to take my spatula and mix this until a dough forms. So I have a dough here. Now I'm going to fold in the chocolate chips. I have ready a 1.5 tablespoon scoop. It's supposed to make 12 cookies. If you want 12 cookies, you might need a bigger scoop. I'm just going to press these down. I'm not exactly sure how much they'll spread, but we'll see. The oven is ready. I'm going to put these in a 350 oven, and I am going to let them cook for between 12 and 15 minutes. According to the recipe, these cookies do not spread as they bake, so whatever shape they're in right now is going to be the shape that they will be in when they come out. So let's get to it. The cookies have cooked now for 20 minutes. It is recommended that you let the edges get to be golden brown. You start by preheating the oven to 350. As I showed you, you line a cookie sheet with parchment paper. It's recommended that you oil the paper slightly. I didn't. You can use any liquid sweetener like agave syrup or coconut nectar. I used a sugar-free syrup because I am ketogenic. Make sure that the melted coconut oil is cooled, or it will melt the chocolate chips when you stir them into the cookie dough. You can also swap out coconut oil for melted vegan butter. You can swap coconut oil for melted vegan butter, olive oil, or avocado oil. You can also feel free to use any chocolate chips. Vegan milk chocolate chips. You can also swap the chocolate chips for chopped nuts like macadamias, pecans, or walnuts. The cookies can be stored at room temperature for up to 4 days in an airtight container, or you can freeze them in Ziploc bags and thaw them at room temperature the day before. I found this recipe at a website called theconsciousplankitchen.com, and it is called Almond Flour Chocolate Chips Cookies. 5 ingredients, no eggs and no dairy. As you know, when you cook with almond flour, you have to let the cookies cool completely or they will just fall apart in your hand. At this point, I have to say bon appetit and enjoy.